Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, drama. Or should I call it non-drama? Some non-drama just got done happening to me. My dishwasher recently busted, so I put in a maintenance request to just get that fixed. And they showed up at like 12:50. So, you know, I just said that I'd be bumping the show back 20 minutes. So they come to the dishwasher and they're like, all right, we need a part. We'll be right back. They're gone for a little bit. They come back, they look at it again. Okay, we need another part. And the second time they did that, I was like, well, you know, I want to go downstairs and get some coffee from the coffee shop down the street. You know, just a little ritual. Get me out of the house, get some extra caffeine in here. Otherwise, I'm just going to be locked in here all day. So, yeah. Hi. Is that Despy? That's Sheriff. Well, aren't you just a little explorer? Can you get out of there? Wow, what a deft baby girl. So I go downstairs to get coffee. I come back, and they're gone, and my washing machine is just running, and I'm like, I guess they fixed it. I guess we're good. But then I couldn't find Despy. Sheriff was in good spirits, and normally when the cats are, like, split up, they freak out and meow like crazy. Oh my god, Sheriff, did you just work your way back there? Well, I just spent a while freaking out looking for Despy. So I was like going in the halls, running around, like, Despy, Despy, oh! Yelling for my girl. Come back and find, I hear a little meow, and I run and I see that she's jammed herself behind the dresser, which is really hard to get into, which is actually what Sheriff has just done right now. Jerk. Good. She jammed herself behind there, and like she clearly squeezed her way in the back of the dresser, but she couldn't move. So she was just stuck. Oh. So I had to let my little sweet baby cat out. And that's when I had 6 minutes left to do show stuff. And I immediately got a tube of tuna treats. Fed that cat the little tube of tuna treats. That poor sweet cat. Oh my god. What I want to do today is we're in Try Hard Tuesday. We're just going to keep on climbing up. I'm interested in some variety Bant Scapeshift decks. Like the double time wipe is really interesting, but some of the more common things to have in the deck are like Prison Realms. I'm seeing some Settle the Wreckage type stuff in here. This is labeled as Bant Scapeshift, but this is not a Bant deck. This is a Sultai deck. I mean, the most common is a pair of Prison Realms. I also am not entirely sold on the Grow from the Ashes. Those feel kind of like a weird choice. So I think I kind of want to like fiddle with some of this stuff. Fiddle with the deck list a little bit. Let's see. What are some like the most common thing is this as the main board. This is very versatile. Lets you get Planeswalkers out. Orzhov Vampires today, as was suggested last week. Yeah, I definitely think so. Definitely think that seems very reasonable. What are some of the other things that are running here? Let's see. Temples of Misery. Oh, yeah. There's this list that's interesting. Let's get it back to where it was before. Time wipe. Hit it with that done. Here's another one. Bant Scapeshift 2. This is a different list. When was this puppy posted? Not long ago at all. Alright, so this is super up to date. So, I mean, it's kind of a simpler, leaner list. If we... Oh, I don't have this type of forest? Okay. If we actually look, this has more lands. This has 29 lands. Our other list had 28. So let me actually just pull these forests out and get in a forest I like. That one's pretty cool. I love the different lands. Oh, God. Oh, no, this is the cool one. This has some notable differences in terms of the lands. Well, actually, let's go to the main deck first. The big things that this has different is 3 Deputies of Detention, which are very clearly the choice of things to cut. And I like the sideboard of Quad Dovin's Veto. This is a fascinating one. Leyline of Sanctity. If you're up against a red deck, this is what you wind up running. you know, sideboard this in. Shifting Ceratops is the auto win against the blue matchups. And I believe that this list is the output of Andrzej Straszki and Huey making some adjustments, some tunes. Super interesting. Let's see here. This is just you have hexproof, right? Let's give this one a shot. The ley line, yeah. Oh, can I just say, I was feeling really good and focused and happy and pleasant and upbeat and ready to go, and like that Despy being missing just absolutely disrupted the shit out of my entire plane of focus, man. Yoish. Oh, so Deputy of Detention is a very nice catch-all for a variety of different threats that we might come up against. Alright, there's our mono red buddy. So we're already getting a good sense of our sideboard plan. Whew, fuck. Let me just begin by saying good morning. I love you. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to Elvish Rejuvenator here. This will absolutely chump the shit out of the Steamkin. Oh. Oh. Bye, my friend. Alright, so we have some options here. Alright, so I want to see what it is that we'll get if we do this. Teferi Time Raveler, huh? One, two, three, four, five, six. So we will get 2 zombies if we do this, and I think that's actually pretty good. We definitely want the ones that are green. Dish, dish. Nice. When's rotation happening? It's going to be happening in October. Hey, Patrick JRM, happy 44-month anniversary. I didn't get to say it earlier. I'm, like, very flustered right now. I'm, like, extremely, very, very flustered. I'm doing alright, but, like, holy shit.
I've learned a bunch of new burn spells to try on you.
Alright, how is this one going to pan out?
Hey, these little guys are great!
Probably the whole team's swinging in. So let's see, if I did like this, we would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage, go to 9. I think that's pretty okay. That is very, very good.
I'm known for my excellent timing. I've got it.
I'm known for my excellent timing. What a comment. So let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I actually am going to sacrifice all 8 to bring back out 2 lands, is that right? Springmore Frenzy's fine, because I can Deputy of Detention it. I can bounce it with Teferi. Settling 30 says, I remember when my little brother fell asleep behind the couch. My parents couldn't find him for half a day. I'm sure they felt similar. Yeah, fuck, man.
These little guys are great!
Sacrifice any number of lands. We did it. Okay, so the Hydroid Krasis is the weak one in this matchup because we die too fast to make a lot of use of it. We bring in the Knights of Autumn for the fact that they heal, and then we bring in the Leyline Sanctuary, which gives us hexproof. Bo3 says, why sack the field? Not sure that maths. If we do sack the, or if we don't sack the field, we're going to have 7 lands entering the battlefield. 2 of them. I forgot to remove a Deputy of Detention. That's my bad. If you have 1 field out and you have 7 other lands and you sacrifice just the 7 other lands, 1 of them that's coming back is going to be a Field of the Dead, and there's going to be 6 additional ones. So there's 7 total lands entering the battlefield. There's 2 Fields of the Dead. Then that's going to create 14 tokens, because 7 times 2. Whereas if you sack everything, you sack all 8 lands, you bring in 2 Fields of the Dead and 6 other lands. That's 7 lands total. Or excuse me, 7 different land types total, but 8 total lands entering the battlefield, so you'll get 16 zombies instead of 14. So that is the correct play at Boots 27. The reason why we generally don't sacrifice the fields is that we have 4 in the deck, and if we were going to be playing a long game, we want to be able to generate as many zombies as possible. Looks good to me. Kind of. Ugh, actually, I don't know about this one. I like having the Leyline of Sanctity there. Indy Binsu says, I missed being subbed to you. Well, you hit 3 years, Indy Binsu. I think this is tragically 1,000%. Why is it 100%? I'm going to try this. My intuition says that this is wrong. My intuition says that I've just done a mistake, but let's see how it winds up feeling. Oh my god, is that a good one to get? So we want to play the thing that can never come in tapped at all first. We could technically do the Field of the Dead, but doing something with colored mana is better because if we draw a Growth Spiral, then that's going to help us a lot. Light up the Stooge. A Leg Ion War Boss is painful for us. Pretty hard here. That is the kind of draw that's very helpful for us. I guess we do this. Does this enter the battlefield tapped? Alright. That's my bad. I've played with this card a lot and just never remembered that it entered the battlefield tapped. I think it's because so often I incidentally play a tapped land anyways. Oh my god, hi! Hi, Despy. You doing okay? You get to do anything you want to me. If you want to lie down on the mouse, you get to today. Oh, we're purring. Oh, we're happy. Yeah, I got you that box there, so that way you could just live there forever. Yeah. Would you want to lie down in that box? Here, let me move this out of the way for you. Oh my god, guys. I am absolutely 100% like so happily obsessed with my kitten. I cannot tell you the amount of joy it brings me to just have this little cat safe and sound in this box. Yeah. Yeah, you got a little box for me. There you go. You're in the box. Yeah, there's your toilet paper roll. Yeah. I mean, I know I got it for myself, but once I was done using it for the Weep cleanup crew, that sweet little kitten, I was like, oh, this is mine now. All right, how do I even manage this situation? I'm literally like over the moon, so happy that my cat's okay. Like, I'm just so happy to have my little kitten. Oh, you knocked over the contact solution. Thank you. Is it too small for you, or are you just going to flop until it's sufficiently big? Alright. Need to know more about that cat tower. It was this cat tower, let me tell you, 10 chimpanzees, this cat tower was such incredible value. See, this is why I think that this hand was not a keep. If my opponent levies any aggression against us, we get kind of boned, and the Scapeshift is just not really helping us. Actually, maybe I should have just sacked here. That would have turned out okay, huh? Damn. Alright. And we're back. So, I still like this. The sideboard is actually very, very simple, which I like quite a lot. We left in Deputy of Detention again. Man. Sideboarding plan's very simple. You go to 61 cards. Isn't it amazing? Play first. What a beautiful looking hand. Oh my god, what just a beautiful, beautiful looking hand. So we're going to play this, and which one do I bop down? I think I'm going to be relatively simple and just put down the Blossoming Sands. Get two different colors of mana going. Oh my god. How unbelievable is this? This can likely get us a blue source. And given that it did not, that's still okay, because we're literally going to go Field of the Dead, Circuitous Route. Get both of the ones that have blue in them. Probably don't need this back as a blocker. Look, that was our turn 3, by the way. Yeah, by the way, if you're at 5 land and you play the Circuitous Route, both of them enter the battlefield simultaneously. And so you get the effect from both of them. Find another Field of the Dead would be funny. You know what? I'm going to do this just because the gaining of an additional land is pretty disgusting. And I'm the beatdown, so I'm going to get in there. Well, it's a good thing we left in all 3 Deputies of Detention and went to 61. How sick are we? Yeah, I'm muting because I'm eating yogurt. Stress eating some already on diet yogurt. And you know you could hear what I was saying anyways. Entropy's a professional streamer here. Hey, you okay, Despy? Yeah. Yeah. I love you. Everything's okay.
Match? No. Too bad.
Can I just say, I feel
Together.
kind of hilariously loopy / out of it. I slept in today. I was gonna get up at 5, but I slept until 7:30. Woo! I went to the gym, and it was like exclusively biceps day. That's all it was just biceps day. I mean, I did other things, but it felt like all I did was do curls, man. I did 70 curls with each arm. Like, ugh. So if I do like this lets me live, right? I think I like this a wee bit better. Alright. That seems good. Oh my god, so like my arms are so tired, like just desperately lurking around the house to try to find my sweet baby cat. Oh, it was so hard. So I'm going to go ahead and return this Runaway Steamkin to the hand. Don't forget to Field of Ruin. This says destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. So my opponent unfortunately only controls basic lands. Yeah, you doing okay, sweetheart? You got that box. My cat got frightened by maintenance. And because my sweet cat got frightened by maintenance, she hid away.
I'll show respect. That's more like it.
Althorian says, why triple block the Chain Whirler instead of double and block the little token? This Goblin Chain Whirler has first strike, so if I double blocked, the Goblin Chain Whirler would deal first strike damage, killing one of the zombies, then the other one would just proceed to be a total dick. So I'm going to keep bonking Chandra, Acolyte of Flame. I don't want this -2 to be very threatening.
Well, that's rude.
Oh my god, my little cat was so scared that she crammed herself behind the dresser and got stuck there. So I have a little box. It's formerly a box for shoes, but it is now a box for cats. Oh, an Ember Hauler. This is an interesting little bit of red tech.
Hey, these little guys are great.
So probably all the tokens are going in at my Teferi. Oh, my poor baby girl. So this is pretty good attack from our opponent. One Scapeshift and we essentially immediately win. We block this token because it's permanent. These other ones blow themselves up at the end of the turn, so that feels good. I feel like I'm reliving the same life over and over again. I'm just going to continue to send back these Runaway Steamkins. Here's where the ley line is not as helpful.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
But literally any land, almost any card is good for us. This is one of my favorite things about this deck. I think this is the correct attack because if it will encourage my opponent to block 1. But let's... actually, let me justify this attack by saying, what if we attacked with 3? Obviously, the Legion War Boss isn't going to block. But if we attack with 3, then on the swing back, we only have 1 alive. Which is not a situation I'm that comfortable with, because then we're going to have 2 tokens that are swinging in to try to hit my baby Teferi. So, by swinging with 2, we'd still have 2 back to be able to force a trade or to block the tokens. And we're happy to force trades, because every land our opponent draws, nothing happens. Every land we draw, a 2-2 happens, at least. JPC guy says, can you use Field of Ruin without a legal target? As you can see, I'm going to put stops here, and there's just really nothing I can do. Oh my god, this is a misestimation. I should have... Guildgate Fairy dies again. The instant we hit Escape Shift, we basically immediately win. The only bad draw for us really is Leyline. Scry is helpful here. We're going to go for maximum zomboidosis. Brick Walls Game says, why hold on to the knight? Trying to learn. It's relatively simple. We just don't take that much damage on this turn. Oh, I didn't see that move. We take 3. It's not a big deal. Because we're about to Scape Shift to kill 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So this is going to give us just a lot of zombies. Like a lot of zombies. We see that there's not a lot of instants and sorceries in the graveyard. And so, the one way that we can lose is if we are up against an Experimental Frenzy. That's the only way our opponent is going to be able to deal with the 1 billion zombies we have, so we're just going to hold on to a Knight of Autumn in this circumstance. So is there any enter the battlefield effects that I would possibly want? We could also argue we're going to win anyways, so we may as well just tap out. You know, I think that that's what I should have done. Just in case. I just don't know how it's going to spend this mana. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 2 timeouts. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is everything highlighted there? Okay, it's all highlighted. Oops, I accidentally killed all my Fields of the Dead. This is what happens when you try to talk and play a video game at the same time. 2, 3. This and this that gains us life. And this, and this, and this. I don't actually think I have enough lands left. Oh my god, it's my other little cat. The cat that normally gets stuck and lost. It's Sheriff. Hey, sweetie pie, come on. Oh my god, I'm so happy I got all my cats. Fiery Cannonade would have been a hell of a sideboard. There's the new one, Flame Sweep. It's deal 2 to all creatures except your creatures with flying. Archiviticus says, how do you decide when tech card goes in the main deck versus sideboard? It's based on the frequency at which you expect to use said tech card. For example, Dovin's Veto. Yeah, so there's a number of factors that go into that question. All right, hold on. Evaluating. So let me just note, the correct thing is to go Forest, Arboreal Grazer, and get the Field of the Dead down. Because in this way I want to be able to play the Elvish Rejuvenator, and by having a shock land that guarantees I can play that. And in the off weird chance that I don't get a land with the Elvish Rejuvenator, I need another untapped land so I can guaranteed play the Circuitous Route. So for instance, like, I play this, hit this, and let's say I whiffed on land, I would still want the ability to play Circuitous Route, which is... So this is all explaining why I Temple, or Field of the Deaded with the Arboreal Grazer. But to come back to the question about having tech cards in the main deck versus in the sideboard, there's a couple of reasons. First, and this probably took me way longer than most other people to get. Took me like some considerable fucking time to get. In this video game here, you want to be proactive. So having the structure of your deck have some sort of proactivity at its core is really freaking important. I know that people talk about there's, you know, control versus aggro versus mid-range versus combo and all these other things, but really even the control decks have some sort of proactive plan that they're going for. I'm going to blow up all of my... Excuse me. I'm going to blow up all of my planeswalkers to cause a Teferi emblem to happen. I'm going to get a bunch of planeswalkers, and then I'm going to start disabling your threats while I hit you with my Hero of Precinct 1. Things like this. So having proactivity at the core is a big reason why there tends to not be a lot of tech cards in the main deck. But to answer your second question, what about putting them in the main deck? I should say, to answer your actual breaking question. Regarding putting them into the main deck, yeah, basically, you sort of ask yourself, what are the core cards that make this deck function? Like, for instance, outside of land, things like Elvish Rejuvenator. It puts land onto the battlefield, which triggers Land of the Dead. Seems good, right? I don't know why I cast this now. Because I'm the luckiest motherfucker alive. Things like the Arboreal Grazer is a very reasonable one to have in this deck, because it puts land out there. Having things like Growth Spiral is a very reasonable one, because it puts land out there. Having a Circuitous Route is very reasonable, because it puts land out there. Scapeshift, very reasonable, because it puts a shitload of land out there. So you start trying to identify what elements of the deck really are the core of the deck. Like, what is, again, that proactive core of the deck? And then I'd say one ring out of that is, okay, what obviously do I have to account for? That's going to happen so often, I don't even think about the meta. I just think about basic Magic. What are those cards that I have to have? So very simple statements are like, well, if I'm a control deck with a bunch of 5 and 6 mana Planeswalker, obviously, I'm going to need something to kill creatures early on, or some way to deal with any early threats. I gotta update this damn deck list, everyone. I apologize. Do I still have it in here? I do. Not this turn, but next turn. Maybe even one more. And so there's a lot of cards that exist, especially in control decks, that you might ask yourself, are these like meta choices? When really it's just like, no, dude, I need anything to be able to deal with creatures early on. And then one ring outside of that is tech cards, like Leyline, the white Leyline that I'm running. That deals very specifically with target effects. Shit, I'm so smart for holding on to this deputy. Given that we're both now finally in top deck mode, I'm going to just take the beating here. That's awfully good. That's awfully good. It's awfully good. It's awfully good. Yeah, sorry, I had to just take care of something real fast. I had to take care of something real fast, so. Yeah, don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm occasionally going to have my thing muted. So here's my thought process. Do I really want to time wipe? Or, in theory, we're both going to be building a shitload of zombies. So this, given that the matchup is more or less symmetric, I only want this if I'm getting shit on. Why would I be getting shit on? Because I'm way behind on Field of the Deads, and I'm boned anyways. So, I mean, I actually think I'm just going to do the relatively basic move of just getting in 4 Dovin's Vetoes. By the way, remember how last night I said I was going to cook my first ever tasty boiga? My first ever burger cooking? It went fucking horribly. I have never failed so miserably at something in my entire life. It was an unmitigated disaster, okay? It was a shit show, train wreck, dumpster fire. It was bad. B-A-D, bad. Okay, so first of all, I make the patties and I put them in there. Now, typically, I season things that I bake in an oven, right? Not that I'm going to be searing on a stovetop. And so one of my favorite, absolute all-time favorite spices is cayenne pepper. So I put a bunch of cayenne pepper and salt and black pepper on there. And then you know what happens when I chuck that thing on there? The entire apartment turns into pepper spray land. Okay, so I was just like, I'm like trying to preheat the oven because I was going to make French fries alongside it, and like my eyes are burning. I'm like, oh God, right? And I've been watching, like, you know, videos on YouTube about how to, like, cook the thing. And I'm like, oh, look at the beautiful brown color coming up the sides. And I was like, okay, it's looking brown. The cats are like, meow, meow. They're, like, so fucking upset with me. Like, flip it over. It's just charred. It literally looks like pavement on the outside. Like tarred pavement. And so I'm like, hang in there, baby girl. I'm like, alright, just gotta let this cook for just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. And finally, it's like also charred on the other side. So I cut it open with my eyes just like bleary. I can't breathe. I have like every vent on. I have all the doors open in the house. Or all the windows open in the house. And I cut it open and it is like blood red raw. Like, this is like Gordon Ramsay. I can hear like all squatted forward being like, "It's raw!" Like yelling in my ears. Yeah, let's trade. By the way, our opponent made a mistake. If you have a Circuitous Route, don't play it first. Play it second. Because notice I can play this Temple Garden, and then I can play this Circuitous Route. I've talked about this before. Both lands enter at the same time. And so because they're entering simultaneously, you get 2 triggers of the Field of the Dead. So my shit is completely fucking raw. So I'm just like, oh, and I just like flip it over. Again, it's black on top, black on bottom. And it's just still, it hurt, like the air hurts, my heart hurts, my oven's beeping at me because it's now time to bake the French fries. I'm like putting in there like, oh, was it frozen or fresh beef? Oh, it was fresh beef. 2 fish 2. Don't worry, it was fresh beef. The black tar surface is getting an additional layer of black tar. So I just said, fuck it. And tried to like cut it in half to like fold it, and it basically just disintegrated into this brown mist. All on my fucking on my fucking stove. So given that my opponent has nothing and I have no, something, I should say. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah. This is looking a wee bit like a crazy boy turn. So we're going to fill up, and our opponent's not. And so I just wind up with these like charred chunks. I mean, you know how when a large bomb goes off in a movie, and then they have the smoke, and they have the main character coming out, and they have blood, and they have like coal black color all over their skin, and their lips are all like all chalky. Their teeth are white, and their hair is perfect, but you know, other than that, it's pretty rough. Like, and on the ground, there's the smoking former bits of buildings. Like that's what my boiga looked like. I actually took a photograph. Where's my phone? I probably tossed my phone down somewhere when I was worried about the cat. I gotta go find that shit. Ooh, this is good. Let me go find this shit, man. Where did my phone go? Oh, it's over here by the cupboard. Choose blockers. What got removed? A blast zone? That's 100,000% fine. We don't mind about that. Not even a little bit. But let me show you my burger, okay? Look at this. Absolutely charred. Turn on location tags? Fuck no. I mean... Okay, this is kind of like not really showing up very well. Is there a way to adjust the focus on this thing or the exposure? I mean, you know, just trust me. Okay, there's the pan, and you see how there's just a large mass? Was that a burger or a sloppy Joe? I mean, the answer is yes. Okay, so first things first. We're going to play Field of the Dead. Boom, bong, boom. Second things second, we're going to be playing a Teferi Time Raveler is actually the correct one to play. Because then we can bump
I know my responsibility.
This thing. Double Growth Spiral is pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And we're going to place down that one. Enters tapped. And then we're going to do this one and this one to Growth Spiral to get this one down. We are going to pay to 2 life. So now we're pretty set up for success. It was rough, man. I'm going to try turning down the heat. Because again, the way that my current diet works is I have a balanced... I don't remember what the fuck I was talking about. Oh yeah, the way that my upcoming dietute works is that I eat the exact same thing for breakfast each day, for lunch each day, and for dinner each day. And I don't mean that, like, I eat the same breakfast and lunch. I have, like, the eggs and toast with some avocado for breakfast every day. I have some chicken and a salad for lunch every day. Oh, that's really good.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
And so, I made a boiga. And tonight, I'm going to make a boiga. Oh man, Funny Jello says, I'm sorry, Day 9, you're how old and can't cook a burger? That's kind of mean. Did not get raised in a household where I was able to cook, really. I wish they were able to, but... a whole lot of things I don't know how to do. Cooking is probably the biggest field where I know essentially nothing. Field Ruin's going to be pretty helpful here. Cooking's actually kind of, like, mystical and awesome to me because it's nothing but a one-way street. And I love that. I think that's, like, so magical.
We will meet again.
First things first, I'm going to nuke this. This will thin my deck. I will get the forest. I want to have different types of lands still available. You know, the thing I find, like, so cool about cooking is that, like, it's a one-way street. You don't get to control Z that shit, you know? It's not like programming, where programmers are like, you know what? This is good enough for now. We can always come back and change it. Man, Silicon Valley is a cesspool of people who are, for whatever reason, glorifying divestment of responsibility. We don't try to design the system. We let the users vote on what they want. Like, gain 1 life. Selesnya Guildgate. I mean, I may as well gain a life. So anything other than escape shift pretty much lets us win. That's good. I mean, regardless. I just think that it is so fucking fascinating how cooking is this, like, one-way street. And even though cooking, my boiga went horribly. No such thing as bad stuff, right? There's only good stuff and good stories. Entropy says cooking is like programming without backspace. I really, like, despite the fact that I know very little about cooking, Like I can bake a mean moist chicken. Oof. I'm pretty good at salmony stuffs. You got me. You got me. Just kidding, motherfucker. I put basics in my deck. And to answer everyone, yes, we absolutely could have tapped it. 100% we could have tapped it. But I like dramatic tension. But can we just reference 2 turns back when I looked at my deck and said, okay, we want one of these forests because I want to make sure I have all these available? This is part of the reason why. You got it, friend. And also, if we float mana, it doesn't especially matter. But I should do it. That's like proper form. But if you do the tap, then most intelligent opponents will just pass through to main 2. God, can I just say I love cayenne pepper so much. I love cayenne pepper so much. Boots V2 says you could escape to main 2 if you count on the tap. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Yeah. If you tap, technically it's correct form to do, but again, your opponent can just do it on the next main phase. Or I guess I should say, I was just talking about that, but it could also be that you were typing it at the same time as I was saying it, because there is a chat delay between where I am and where you are. So this is a bad hand. We don't have any guarantee of being able to play any of our cards because we don't have blue mana. We're going to go ahead and chuck this back. This is actually pretty reasonable. We have the Temple of Mystery to be able to bonk down. I'm going to actually send the Memorial to Genius away. I have more valuable lands that I wish to get. Alright, so this could be a Grixis. Yeah, I think that this is also an acceptable play. We're going to go for like a turn 5 Circuitous Route or some such thing. No music, Sean? There's music, Master Tom. It's just, it gets quiet a lot. Well, that hurts. So I have to play this on my opponent's turn. I want to deputy this.
Meditate and prepare.
I think Grixis might actually be pretty tough for us. Especially with things like Negato Potato.
lose my Elvish Rejuvenator. Actually, I probably should have played the Blossoming Sands.
with pain. So it's probably more important to get rid of this guy.
Spark will be mine. Another time, Planeswalk, let your weak minds crumble. I will return.
Owen's veto is just better here. Narset hits us pretty damn hard. You know, where do I put this spoon? So these are definitely not especially helpful. These are not especially helpful. Dovin's veto is especially helpful. Still don't have a good way to deal with Narset. Okay, what the hell do we do here? Because, I mean, the shifting Ceratops seems like it's high value here. You know? It seems like it's high and it's good. I mean, Leyline of Sanctuary. Problem is I just have no way to deal with that. Let's do like this, like this. This is a beautiful example of me not committing to any real idea here. I think getting lower on Hydroid Krasis is a good idea. I don't necessarily think ditching them all is the best, because I mean it's such a powerful late game card. Well, let's answer this question from Solid Slasher and Wraith Waltz. This is unrelated to cooking, but recently one of my favorite streamers decided to take a break for mental health reasons. As a viewer, is there any particular way to be supportive of a streamer going through a rough patch, or is it preferable to just let them be, in your opinion? Let's get this Leyline of Sanctity out here. Yeah, I mean, so I think that I'm going to say some things that, like, kind of conflict upon first investigation, but, like, don't exactly. The first one is people really do need to take care of themselves. People really do need to figure out ways to care for their own needs and whatnot. And it really shouldn't be the responsibility of someone else to fix your issues, you know? So I sort of feel like, in a lot of regards, it is important for streamers to be able to identify what they need and how to make themselves feel. Yeah, we have so many of these now. This is actually a completely okay time to just -3 for nothing.
You'll thank me later. Here we go.
And, you know, sometimes I even personally find it a little frustrating when there's streamers who just very, very clearly could get themselves out of a pickle, but are not taking care of themselves. This is such an important thing to do. I am also of the mind that there's... I literally thought I bounced this. It is shocking to me to see this still on the field. Oh, like, I want to stress there's this weird thing where I'm looking back and the board, I literally feel like an alpine moon just appeared. Like, I glanced over, and the fact that it's there, I feel like I just saw an object pop in front of my eyes. But that's sort of the story of my life, trying to stream and play at the same time.
This might be a bad idea.
Blast Zone completely murders this, which is fantastic. That's why you shouldn't stream and drive. Yeah, no, you shouldn't text and drive, you shouldn't stream and drive, you shouldn't drink and drive. If you're driving, just fucking drive. You shouldn't speed and drive, you shouldn't get angry while you drive. You should just drive. Just drive, relax, and drive, dude. We're looking more or less dead, which is fine. But yeah, so like at the same time, as much as I believe it's important for a person to take care of themselves and their own needs, I simultaneously believe that there are a lot of systems that exist that don't really help people out in any way, that just basically foists too much responsibility onto others. You figure it out, Sean. It's up to you. The simplest example for me is like taxes. I personally, I love the idea of taxes. The idea of them. I even send in the check for how much I owe with a little bit of pride. Like, yeah, I'm helping pay for streets and police and schools and all this good shit. Yeah. But it is essentially insurmountably difficult for me to allocate time and mental bandwidth to figure out how the fuck my taxes even work, dude. Oh my god. A lot of things like that. So, if we're coming all the way back to this streamer statement, on one hand, I do feel that it is a person's individual responsibility to take care of themselves, and it is not anyone else's job to fix that for them. But I also believe that there should be, you know, specifically for streamers, I think it's a very interesting and a very compelling question. Fuck, man, how do we make this less awful for streamers? How do we create structures where, for instance, health insurance is part of streaming? Wouldn't that be great? I have to pay for my own health insurance just out of pocket. Which, on one hand, I don't mind doing, but do you know how hard it is to get insurance in America? It's like kind of a fucking nightmare. So what I want to do is I want to do the growth spiral first, because if we draw a Land of the Dead, I want to be able to Field of Ruin, or excuse me, Blast Zone this, and then play the other one.
I can hold on. Stand by and walk. Don't worry. I got it.
It's good that I held that. And I do think that there's things like, I think what, this is a bit of a tangent from the question, like, should I take care of this person or anything like that. Actually, no, let me just answer your question directly. What if you, the viewer, are feeling concerned about a streamer or something like that, what's a good way to express care and concern for that streamer? Should I do nothing? Should I do something? I'm going to speak for myself on this. I love when I've taken some time off, which generally makes me feel a little anxious.
I have a plan.
Or even if I'm traveling for work, generally makes me feel a little anxious. I'm just going to go ahead and play this. Generally makes me feel anxious. When I come back and people talk just say nice things to me. So glad you're back. Glad you took a break. There's a lot of people that do resubs when I come back, which is one of the greatest things to help me feel better about taking a break. Because one of the weird things about streaming compared to a traditional job is you don't make money per year in entertainment. Like if you are you work in IT and you make $70,000 per year, you use that phrase because you could quit the IT job here, get an IT job somewhere else, and probably also get paid a comparable amount. Yeah, why not? But, like, you know, in entertainment, typically it's like, you make a lot of money this year, and you make, like, an unlivable amount the next year, and then you did something in between the third year, you know? Like, there's a lot of, for instance, Fortnite, young Fortnite streamers. And when I say young, I don't mean, like, I'm 30 and they're 20. I mean, like, they have not been streaming for a very long time. Basically had this swing up with Fortnite viewership, and then the viewership has sort of settled on different channels. And I mean, there's like stories you can read of people that are just like so strung out and anxious because this number just shot up and now it's like plummeting back down. You know, they sort of, so this one and probably this one. You know, there's like a view of like, oh my god, I made $200,000 this year. Holy shit, what an extremely large amount of money compared to other jobs. Isn't that amazing? Wow, yeah. And then the next year, it's looking like they're going to make 30. Which, you might say, well, 30 grand's still pretty good for streaming video games. Sure. But what do you make of the trajectory of 200K to 30K? Is next year going to be negative 170K? Like, it's extremely volatile. So, you know, similarly, with just someone like me that has an extremely stable subscription and viewership base, I mean, it is stable as fuck, man. It doesn't go anywhere. It's the same day in, day out. Even for someone like me, you know, I will lose thousands of subscribers when I go on a trip. Like, I was working for a lot of June. And there you go. Just the subscription count plummeting. And it takes about 4 times as long as the time you've taken off to rebuild back to where you were. So, simply, and I by no means want ever to pressure someone, like, you have to support me, damn it. Because if you don't, like, oh my god, because again, that's my issue, it is my own. Hey, we did it, we stopped the bleeding, woohoo! Yeah, alright! Shifting Ceratops. Do I want to get haste? You bet your butt I do. My Shifting Ceratops is going to have to stay back, but this also... absolutely fucking not. Doesn't leave a tap so we can't block? Correct, but we have 5 health and our opponent deals 4 damage. And by doing this, this puts us in a position where next turn, if we draw another Shifting Ceratops, we can win. Yeah, I'll fuck around then. So now this stinks a little bit that we don't get to win on this turn, but, you know, it's alright. And so, coming all the way back to the same, what can you do to be supportive? Literally just coming back and saying, hey, I'm watching you. Thanks for the break. Here's a subscription again. It's just like, oh my god, it's actually okay. It's actually okay. Did you guys not see me just set this play up 2 turns ago? Do you see how cool it is to go to 1 health? Do you see how cool it is to go to 1 health? And my opponent just casts a Bedevil, kills a Shifting Ceratops, and I'm like, well, you're the better player. I assume that my opponent would have done that the previous turns. Well, that felt good, so I'm just going to put in more Shifting Ceratops and tap myself on the forehead. I'm actually going to cut Escape Shift. I would be so worried about Bedevil there. Well, my thought process is that my opponent would have done it the previous turn, and since my opponent did it, that either means my opponent doesn't have it, or my opponent is just strictly better than we are. Oh my god, wait, I have lacrosse balls. I gotta be careful. Did my cats chew this up yet? Man, fuck you. I mean, that's honestly such a huge support. Just coming back to stream and seeing people that whose names I recognize being like, hey, Day 9, and then like resubbing being like, hope you had a good trip. I mean, oh my god, it means so much to me. It's like so great. I can't believe it's 2:40. Oh, that's right. I went live 30 minutes late because I lost my cat. I'm actually going to mulligan this. I don't think this is a good hand. This needs a lot of mana to get gas. This needs a much larger setup to get any momentum. This seems like our really good card, but we don't have any way to block against Thought Erasure. We've seen Duresses and Thought Erasures in our opponent's board, so I'm more interested in something that has at least a active component to it, like this, where this is our active component. I wish I could hit Z right now. Trying to think of other things about streamers taking breaks, but I mean, I just think that I think that the world is still grappling with and trying to, fucking, I'm getting punished so hard for this shit. Well, I'm at least going to play this in case we get an untapped land. Well, you know, that's what I get for losing focus for the briefest of moments.
Right on schedule.
I'm also going to -3 here because there's a lot of destroy target planeswalkers in this type of deck, so I think this is acceptable. Either way, I think that there is a lot of services that I think very wonderfully Circuitous Route's a better play here, even though like Shifting Ceratops just seems like so freaking amazing. This is a substantially better play here. And I'm going to finish my point in a moment, but the reason this is a better play is if I play Shifting Ceratops, sure, I could be fine and swing in next turn. But if I Circuitous Route, I get the land, and then I can still swing in with haste this turn.
Will resonate throughout the multiverse.
I'm going to go ahead and do this.
My schemes are never ending.
What a tech card.
I will return one day.
What a tech card, man. Jesus. What a tech card. I think that with all these sort of free-form working structures, you know, very notably, streaming is one of those.
I've practiced against many.
It is on one hand very exciting to be able to work whenever I want, but it's also almost horrifyingly one-to-one. The more I work, the more money happens. The less I work, the less money happens. Period. And that is it. That's also 2 bedevils down. Now, arguably, what we could do is we could just Scapeshift for a big turn, but already having the Land of the Dead up is a substantial threat for M. Stormcrow. And Narset is a way to draw into more resources, and we've essentially caused our opponent to go 1 for 1. Destroy land? Yep, that's totally fine. We can still Scapeshift into some goods. We won't for a little bit. We'll definitely Hydroid Krasis. But yeah, the theory is we could have Scapeshifted with no mana up, avoided this, but I think it's much more important to just continue to apply pressure with the Shifting Ceratops, force my opponent to go 1 to 1. Do things like this. See, this is just as threatening. I think Scapeshift is a little bit too rich of a play. There's also not many answers that M. Stormcrow has to this card. This card is actually much more threatening than a Scapeshift. Ah!
Suits me well. Suffer for your cause.
So I mean, my opponent is effectively going one to one in all these situations. So we can lay Line of Sanctity. This will shut down the duresses of the Thought Erasures. Negate is a fine response here. I'm amazed that we won this matchup. This Shifting Ceratops is an incredible piece of tech.
Defiance is infuriating.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many jobs like this where the more you work, the more money you make. The less you work, the less money you make. And it's not limited to just streaming. There's also things like waitressing, tutoring. I mean, already in America, there's lots and lots of people that work multiple jobs, you know. And yeah, you might want to, like, take a break to do it, but it's so stressful, right? Because you literally see the money stop happening. And I think specifically there's a few fields that are very specialized that I see happen all over the place in creative, but also in tech as well. Where, for instance, take me. I'm day 9, right? I have a real-time strategy pedigree, and I am a card game tryhard. I've been focusing a lot more on card games recently. These are the things that I, as a living, breathing day 9, do. I've built up a community of people here that tune in and watch me. Yeah. I have a YouTube. I have a Twitch. I don't have an Instagram because I'm not in middle school and I have shit to do. Fucking dunked on! Sorry, I had to make the joke. I should have said Snapchat. I would have made the joke better, but whatever. And I have historically one of the most stable audiences in the entire streaming industry. In any field, not even just gaming. So cool. Feels good, right? Well, there is this existential concern. Again, if I were an IT professional at this job and I started to not like this job, then I could go do this job somewhere else. Tide taker, huh? I'll wait a turn. But if I decide I'm not that interested in streaming games, maybe I feel like I can't do anything else. What fucking skill set do I have? Now, I mean, some of you might be like, well, Sean, I've watched your show for a while. You know, I think there's other skills that you have, blah, blah, blah. I mean, yeah, sure, maybe. But I want to stress again how existentially angst-inducing that can feel. Because it feels like this is it. I do this or bust. I know in, you know, certain forms of technology. So I just kill this, right? We're waiting for our opponent to summon some clones of stuff so I can Deputy of Detention them. Or we can just create some tokens with them afterlife. Damn, that could have been tight. Oh fuck, for some reason I just miscounted my mana. I'm a dumbass. It's fine. What are you gonna do? I really screwed that turn up. I also know some people that have that are focused in technology, and the specific field where they have a lot of expertise winds up feeling extremely limiting for them. Sort of the same thing that exists across a lot of these industries. I'm thinking of like a really good example. Plague Crafter. Okay. They more than likely did. I might just hop on over to a different situation here, but this is about the technique that I see. We get this guy out. We get these guys out. And so I think that I bring this up because I think that there's a lot of interesting considerations for streamers where a settling 30... Okay, thank you for giving me an example because I was struggling with that. Settling 30 says, I know what you mean. I have a maths PhD and it almost feels restrictive. People don't know what to do with me if I'm not in academia. Yeah. And, you know, math is a really good example where you can have a very specific expertise in mathematics, you know. I'm an expert in algebraic topology. And you just look around for universities that would be interested in having an algebraic topology teacher and be interested in supporting algebraic topology research. Who am I sacking? I mean, I guess this guy. Feel a little stuck between a rock and a hard place. If we took the Priest and the Cruel Celebrants, we'd have a Plague Crafter up that can attack in. If we took this and that, we'd have 2 1/2s that could be pinging us in. So, we made a few mistakes this game, but I think it's fine. Okay. I think that probably we don't want... Probably do want this. We probably do want these. And the question is, what do we get out? Probably this. We probably treat it virtually identically to how we would treat some mono-red matchups. And so, yeah, I think that a lot of people frame it in terms of mental health, but I think that it's like... a lot of factors in there. Like, mental health, I don't think there's anything. Leyline shuts down. Priest. Is that right? I said Leyline. Sorry, it's Leyline. Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Ah, okay. Okay, so... Priest of Forgotten Gods, I misunderstood. I want to stress something, because even though I misunderstood what this card is doing, a lot of cards function in 2 different ways. And in one of the ways, Leyline matters, and one of the ways, Leyline doesn't. So the text reads, any number of target players each lose 2 life and sacrifice a creature. You add 2 black and draw a card. So Leyline gives me, the player, hexproof, so now Priest of the Forgotten Gods can't target me. And let me read something else real fast. Okay, so Cruel Celebrant, that 1/2 that just like goes ping, 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 ping and kills me really fast. Cruel Celebrant reads, whenever Cruel Celebrant or another creature or planeswalker you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So Leyline does not protect us in that circumstance, because Leyline just makes us hexproof. It makes that untargetable. So some cards like Cruel Celebrant say each opponent, or opponents, all opponents, something like this. So that's like just super important for us to know. Also, Blast Zone almost hard counters our opponent's entire deck. Guess we want this, and then do I want to Knight of the Autumn? I'm just going to gain the life here. We have the Scapeshift, we have the Field of the Dead, so if I make this game go on sufficiently long, I think we're okay. But yeah, no, I mean, mental health, I think, is a perfectly fine word, but I think that it's used so much, it starts to become more important to stop using that and start trying to figure out what is actually meant under the hood. Like, get into the details. The details are important. I increasingly kind of feel like the specific thing that a lot of streamers need to start understanding is how to give themselves enough hours to support themselves and their work. Well, doesn't that just suck ass? How to support themselves and their work to, you know, be able to do that sustainably without just blowing themselves apart.
Look how far you've come.
Look how far you've come. Ooh. You motherfucker. Oh, I should have killed this and then done the blast zone. Okay, that's fine. I'm figuring it out. Okay, let's not nuke then. Let's just do this.
Not strong enough.
But yeah. Yeah, I don't know, the whole long-term streaming career thing is super interesting to me. Making sure that it's thoughtfully done and balanced. Because I mean, other forms of entertainment are very product-based. You know, like, I write a book, I write a short story, I write a comic, I do a TV show, you do gigs, you know. Double of those. Okay, this is a pickle. It is a pickle indeed. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what my strategy is against this deck, because this deck seems very good against us. Trick Dare says you should start a game convention. Those are easy to run, I hear. Yeah, no, I mean, running tournaments, Anything like that is actually, it's like such a fucking joke. So let's see here. Alright, this is the only play that I can figure out right now. 9 con? I'd go. Yeah, man. In truth, conventions actually don't make terribly much money. They make an adequate amount of money, but they're not like, you know, out of control. Oh my god, it feels so good. 3, okay.
Deliver us with victory.
Alright, bring it on. Field of Ruin. Submit. I need precisely a plains. If only the Field of Ruin was an emergency zone. I'm never going to put that in the deck. I'm never going to do it, Boots. Emergency zone, MTG. Let's take a read. Or, sorry, emergence zone. Emergence zone is 1 and sack. Yeah. This is what I got, man. Bum. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? Myself. So we kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes! We'll bring in two Fields of the Dead. And then we have to be really careful to click on different fucking things. Okay, we want 1 Temple of Mystery, 1 Thornwood Falls, 1 Tranquil Cove. Memorial to Genius. Okay, and then I want to scroll over here. Get my untapped guys. My Hallowed Fountain. My Breeding Pool. Ba, 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 ba. You know, I sort of have an anticipation that my opponent is literally going to play precisely Cry the Carnarium. Why sack the fields? It just gives 2 extra procs on the zombies. What does Corpse Knight do? I don't remember this at all. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses a life. Ugh. This guy's actually going to get to -7. Power Hot Arms. All I've been doing is bicep exercises. It's actually, I like this. I have like such a like little turkey action going on here for sure, man. This is the result of vacation. Oh my god. Did I tell you? So I was down to like a 37-inch waist, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm getting so thin." And then, all right, I did it. I was just like, "Yeah, this is gonna be so great." And then I've been eating and traveling and eating, and then I went to Hong Kong to get obviously to visit my family, but I got a custom suit there. And they're like, all right, let's measure your waist. All right, 40 inches. And I was like, Oh my god, it's so many inches and not even in that kind of sexy way. It's just so many. I did it. Now, if I wanted a Wayline, dude, I don't give a shit. I think the reason I don't want the Leyline is that the Priest of the Forgotten Gods is in a situation where, by the way, I'm using these lacrosse balls to rub my neck and it feels so good. Oh, yeah. I think that my logic against the Priest of the Forgotten Gods is that, yeah, it will cause me to sack a creature, give them a card, hurt a little life, let them gain a little bit of mana. It'll do all those things, but most of the time, I'm just trying to get to Scapeshift as fast as frickin' possible, like AFAB. And so I think that if I'm trying to get to Field of the Dead, I'm just going to be building so many zombies I don't really care. I think the big reason why I want to be untargetable with a Leyline is to make sure that I can stay alive versus burn, stay alive versus discard. Tory Lunchmeat says, I wish I could put on extra weight. Oh, let me tell you, the Tory Lunchmeat, everyone 30 years old and on, is just like, this fucking Lunchmeat, man, and his thinness. Despy, I love you, and I'm really happy you're here. Hi. Yeah, I'm really happy you're here. I'm sorry those scary maintenance people upset you, and then you got stuck, and you were really freaking out. Yeah, take a sniff. That's Dad's finger. Yeah. It's only an ever... sentence is only ever appropriate if you're speaking to a cat. That's it. Malaysian Zing says, how would this work in ranked standard, since there isn't a sideboard? Do you mean just like in best of one ranked? I mean, that probably has to be what you mean, yeah. What's the better play here? Probably the Field of the Dead. But I would use the same best of one list. I would probably say in best of one, maybe Prison Realm instead of Deputy of Detention. So if we hit any land here, we're in pretty spectacular shape. We're going to get the Sun Petal Grove, because look how many Circuitous Routes I have. Just look at them. With this many Circuitous Routes, I want to leave the Guildgates in the deck so I can hurt them. In best of one, you're basically looking... I'd say that the theme of best of one decks, you don't have access to sideboards. What sideboards do, lets you do interesting tech decisions to respond to your opponent's deck. So since you can't respond to what they're doing, what's the next best thing? Being as proactive as possible. Whoa, look at this palm and knuckle combo. This little palmy knuckly man here. We're absolutely not going to let this one die, because if this dies, then another thing re-enters the battlefield, we lose a life, and we would take 2 damage from this. So rather than taking 3 damage, I'm just going to take the 1 damage. And then on this turn, I can play the Temple of Mystery. Bing bong. That's reasonable enough. Doesn't even fucking matter, man. Who am I kidding? Look, done! I've hit done 3 times. What land do we want? We want, it doesn't actually matter, but we're slightly low on the good old varieties. Let's just get non-green land. And see, now in this way, now I can do a little exchangey tradey thingy. Omega Urus is not gonna lie, the Scapeshift deck is pretty boring. Yeah, it's a little boring. My viewership numbers say otherwise. Everything in Day 9's world secretly is about money. Money, 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 money. Yes, dollar bills. Excellent. I love being wealthy at the expense of quality content. Yes! Ah! Entropy says, secretly. It's me, Anticaster. Ah, to me now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9. Da-da-da-dun-dun. Bum, bum. We got the Selesnya Guildgate. I am going to get the island as well. So since my opponent's deck is all about grinding me out, I will reject the grind. I'm not going to attack. If I attack, the Hunted Witness dies, giving the Midnight Reaper an additional draw, and then goodbye, Circuitous Route. Ah, yes. Oh, day 9. Yeah. You have no zombies to bring back.
What?
Alright. Can't block them all. Oh, you're going to? No. I don't believe it. This is sort of fine. So I did take out my Hydroid Krasis. I think I maybe needed to keep those puppers in here. I think the Deputies of Detention don't really work in this match, but that's what I think I needed to... Good reason to preserve those puppies.
Time for a drink.
Oh, are you chewing on your box? I love you. You're a good cat. You're doing a good job chewing on the box. Here I come. Any PAX West plans? Nothing at the moment. Oh my god, hi. Yeah, we had a rough morning.
Nothing.
All Dad wanted to do was get the dishwasher working, and instead he just upset his favorite gray cat. Okay, here you go. Listen. Absolute prime real estate lab. Some of the finest. This is a luxury lab. Ow, that's my balls. This cat.
Vampirism is a useful trait.
Oh my god. Now we're purring. Now we're happy. These are lacrosse balls. Yes, chew upon the strings. Yes, rah, rah, rah. Here, let's hold it up here so that way everyone can see. Ow, fucking shit. Probably this. Yeah. Yeah, no, anything for my cat. Anything for my cat. Even if you're physically hurting the shit out of me. It's okay. It's okay.
Let's slow this down. Here we go.
Oof. It's okay, it's okay. It's okay. As long as this cat's happy, man. I don't give a damn. As long as this cat is a happy little cat. Yeah, chew on that. Ooh, easy. Easy, kitten. Easy, cat. Yeah. Ow, it hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. Whenever she gets happy, she, like, digs her little claws in. Do I trim my cat's nails? No, no. I think that's barbaric. I let the cats naturally. I'm sorry, I don't think trimming the nails is barbaric. I think declawing a cat is barbaric. That's what I think is barbaric. I apologize for misstating my evaluations of barbarism. There's your box. Yeah. Trimming the cat's claws is actually pretty fucking benign if you think about it. Dun, da, da, da.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
You took a bath? How barbaric. I think that taking a bath is a form of barbarism. We're doing it.
Here goes nothing.
You brush your cat's hair, you monster. Yeah, oops, wrong way. I'll attack. Unattack. What am I, a savage? It's like I said I think that's barbaric, and then like a little switch went off in my head, and it's like, why the fuck would that be barbaric? Alright, lots of winnings. Early says, can you just buy a thing that lets your cat space determine its own claws? Yeah, we have little scratch pads, and we have a very expensive type. It's a type of furniture that the cats can use to declaw and I can use to sit on, and it's called IKEA furniture. So we buy a lot of IKEA furniture, which means the cats rip it up, and it's good for the cats, and the humans don't give a fuck because it's IKEA furniture. Oh my god. It's Eila Jutelainen. What is up? Long time no see. This is a fine hand. I mean, we're not exactly going to get too accelerated anyways, but, you know, whatever. Can't cast it, so I'm going to chuck it. We're against Braken. The Braken has awakened from the bottom of the sea. Uh-oh. Are you me, Braken? Alright. So I want this to go down, and then I want this to go down, and I want this to go down. Yes. Oh yes, the Braken has awakened from the bottom of the sea. You know that poem? Deep beneath the foaming billows, something's suddenly amiss, as a creature wakes from slumber in the bottomless abyss. And a panic fills the ocean, every fish in frenzied flee, for the Braken has awakened from the bottom of the sea. Ah, yes. This is a fine... Oh, fuck! I'm just, like, busy laughing about fucking poems. I just, like, bluntly thrown out the wrong fucking land. That hurts. Hurts a bit. Hurts a wee bit. Especially given that we're currently losing the race. Where's the rest of this fucking poem? It rises to the surface with an overwhelming noise, and it hunts for mighty vessels which it crushes and destroys. Then it chokes the great Leviathan with one stupendous squeeze. Oh, the Kraken has awakened from the bottom of the seas. Oh my god, that song is absolutely tight. We're not gonna get a proc, which kind of sucks a little bit, but you know, what are you gonna do? You're day 9, you're making mistakes, you're having fun. Oh yeah, sorry, it's the Braken. The Braken has awakened from the bottom of the seas. He knows when you've been naughty, he knows when you've been nice. Dan has quoted that for years already? Yeah, man, fuck yeah. Circuitous Route. How it lashes, how it thrashes, how it flashes, how it flails, how it dwarfs the greatest fishes, even dwarfs the mighty whales. Nothing living in the ocean can enjoy a moment's ease, for the breaking has awakened from the bottom of the seas.
This isn't a fight you can win.
Song is fucking so sick!
I've got time.
I've got time. Bring it on, Zomboidosis. Alright, so if we do it in the proper order, we Field of Ruin, we bang, bong, we this one, and we this one, and we do this. Yeah, to nuke this thing. Boom! Bam! Which then creates... Was it just a good old-fashioned forest? Why, yes. Please, enter the battlefield, at my behest. We do this. We do that. We get this fucking thing down. It comes out, giving us another chance to get another field of death. Doesn't happen. Bam, bam. Big bada boom. And I will have to play this. By the way, oh my god, I missed a couple sub-gifties from Vwem, from JTS's Me of Cheesecake and Crumbs fame. There was one more person who did, and I wanted to say thanks.
That's more like it.
I don't think it was Solar Slasher. Lilut alas multipass. My name is Day 9 and I'm so fucking wide. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. So if I Hydroid Krasis for X equals 6 and leave up enough mana for a Deputy of Detention, then we can take a shit on Braken's face. Deep beneath the foaming billows, something suddenly amiss, as a creature wakes from slumber in the bottomless abyss. And a panic fills the ocean, every fish in frenzied flee, for the Braken has awakened and screamed out loud, GG! What? Alright, I want Braken to die. You know, I'm gonna block like this. I'm gonna block like this. I'm gonna let in 2 because I value my zombies. So we want this, this. We basically want to leave up these 3. So I'm looking at this, I see 8, so this is still X equals 6. To draw 3. Trying to get to the Deputy of Detention. What a fucking teaseroni. You know, I'm gonna get the Deputy of Detention right off the top. You know that?
Stand by and walk. Trust me. I have a plan.
Farts. Bam. You know, I think I know the play. And that's it. The game is like, oh, are you a fan of 3 Fairy? Do we want to X equals 5 in case we see a Scapeshift there? I think that it's better to just go for the Dovin. Not the Dovin, the Deputy. Dude, these lacrosse balls are actually amazing. Anthony Jake Gower says, just curious, since I don't have much experience with Scapeshift, are some of the wreckages good here in the mirror? They are okay. Fuck, I think that's actually bad. I think I got a mulligan that, even though it has some of the appealing cards. This is a beautiful hand. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, I love it. It's not incroyable, but I mean, it's okay. Blast Zone probably is pretty irrelevant in this matchup in many circumstances. It's good in that it's a fantastic way to get rid of a lot of zombies, but it has two issues. One, we're obviously letting our opponent resummon mana, so often we kind of wind up in the same pickle that we just got ourselves out of. And two, our opponent will often run Teferi 3. And Teferi 3 will prevent us from casting any instants on our turn. So we have a very slow start. You know, I'm going to Dovin's Veto this. I just don't want to get end of turn scape shafted. We already have a way to deal with mass zomboidosis. Try Divine Visitation with the Field of the Dead to get around Cry the Carnarium. I would say that I don't think Divine Visitation is really necessary because it just doesn't solve a problem. It solves the very narrow get around Flame Sweep, get around. What a little badass. It gets around Cry the Carnarium, it gets around Flame Sweep, which literally helps in that scenario, but you know, for the most part, you're generally doing just fine against those anyways. We want the Tranquil Cove.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
1, 2. Beep. I don't care, just give me the cards. Oh! Total V-tonage. I know when you've been naughty. I know when you've been nice.
I won't let you win.
Ah, yes. It rises to the surface with an overwhelming noise, and it hunts for mighty vessels which it crushes and destroys. Then it chokes a great Leviathan with one stupendous squeeze. Oh, the Braken has awakened from the bottom of the seas. Ah, you turd. Oh. Alright. Listen, you lose a Krasis, I lose a Krasis. That was uncalled for. Blur, blur, blur. I kind of highly suspect that we might be fucking the lead here. Circuitous Route. Yeah. I think I might actually have to Deputy of Detention this. this seems about what I am going to be capable of doing. Need to get rid of this Tef too. Oh my god, shit. That actually kind of hurts a little bit, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, we're in an absolute position of desperation with this Teferi up, so I mean, we're probably more than likely scroodled. I'm not gonna sack any of these fields. I'm just gonna submit the 6. Just get 6 different lands here from the backside. This temple, this field, this Thornwood Fall. Do I have another scry guy? Hinterland, Sun Petal, and then one of my untapped lands. Probably this one. I mean, it was really rough because we. Yeah, why not? This is an especially difficult situation because we can't really kill that Teferi. We can't Scapeshift and leave Dovin's Veto mana up. So since the Teferi's up, we can't counter anything with our Dovin's Vetoes. I mean, this matchup feels a little bit, you know, a little derpy anyways. I think mirrors in most games feel a little derpy. Really. And then still has mana for an end of turn Scapeshift. This is actually kind of hilarious. I'm going to cast this and my opponent can then, in response, shake Scapeshift. Or do it right then, which gives us a fighting chance. Dun 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 dun. So I mean, there's still some hope. We can Teferi to get a little deputizer man. My opponent still has 3 cards in hand, which makes this very difficult. Shebang. Alright. We got 30 of these we got to deal with. So first things first, we do this, we do this, we do this. We're gonna blow, guys. We're gonna blow up a Field of the Dead. Woohoo! All right, we're gonna get ourselves out of our own deck a second white source. Come on, let me hover over it. This client kills me sometimes, man. It's actually been killing me a lot lately. And then da 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 da. Da, 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 da.
I'm known for my excellent timing. Don't worry, I got you.
Ah, fuck. Oh, fuck! The Braken has awakened from the bottom of the sea. Oh my god. How it lashes, how it thrashes, how it flashes, how it flails, how it dwarfs! The greatest fishes even dwarfs the mighty whales. Nothing living in the ocean can enjoy a moment's ease, for the Braken has awakened from the bottom of the seas. The Settle in 30 says your habit of citing that particular poem has led me down the rabbit hole of Jack Proletsky poems. Yeah, that's great. Whales. Yeah, I saw you doubters talking about only one white source. Man, that's why we keep a plains, a basic land in the side. Oh my god, I love my cat so much. My cat is just fucking sleeping, man. He's such a good cat. Hi. Here, I was wondering if I could give you some scritches. Oh my god. There's just no room, and yet you're flipping over for tummy time and chin scritches. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. I don't even know what my hand is. Oh my god, yes. It is so important to show love to little animals. If you're showing love to little animals, it's a good opportunity to show a little love to yourself too. Yeah, you gotta rest. You gotta relax. I'm happy you're having a good time. You look ridiculous in there. Yeah, let's get a good angle. Oh, a nice karate chops. Yes, perfect. This doesn't have any ramps, so I'm gonna get rid of it. I think I want a lot of my... Really? I mean, I guess. That's kind of an ugly outcome. So Tony says, I've seen the people playing Scapeshift decks always get the max number of lands. It's a bad idea. If your opponent clears your board and you don't have any more lands in your deck, doesn't it decrease the board, restock potential, future Scapeshifts, etc., etc., etc.? I mean, to that, I would state that you must be very, very thoughtful about when you blast out a crap ton of lands. The goal is less accounting for multiple sweepers, and the goal is more to play it at a time such that your opponent would be unable to play the sweeper. So we essentially died, is what basically happened. Oh, that actually helps a little bit. All right, shocking. What is this hand?
Don't worry, I brought company.
Ugh. Ah. Ugh. Ugh. We're pretty dead. Let's see what we peel off the top here. Ooh. How cool. It's looking a little bit like we died. Really see a way out of here. So there's a lot of sack targets that hit us in the face, so I think Leyline's actually okay here. Given that our opponent is Rakdos, there's very likely going to be some burn in here. We kind of have to chump the Knight of the Ebon Legion.
Don't worry, I brought company.
So we're going to go to 1. If we do this, but you know, maybe this is a way back in. Oh yeah, of course. Well, if we blocked this would have popped and then we would have died anyways. So We're all dead. We die with either block, which kind of stinkeronies in the pepperoni. But okay, so we get rid of a Hydroid Krasis, friends. Leyline Sanctuary to the end. And probably a single Deputy of Detention. Yeah, that's probably right. If we blocked the knight would have killed it. The 3/3 would have been resummoned. We would have taken 2 damage. Both of them would have been sacked and would have pinged us in the face. We're at 1. Fucking dead. Alright. Okay. Okay. Meanie TV says, apparently I've been gifted a sub a few days ago and I haven't lurked since then. Hey, GG. Yo, what up, Meanie TV? Keeping 6, bam. I have no need for Teferi 3. God, I love that my little gray cat is nice and happy. Once again, I'm doing this in the off probability that we get a growth spiral. Alright, so there's a Grim Initiate. When it dies, a Masson. Oh my god, it's Valiant Thor 2486. Come to spread the gifting love. Alright. Alright, so Glacial Fortress is a very good one. Hi. That's a very good cat. Alright. Alright, up and away, sweetheart. Now, if I... So, I think what I actually do is I hit this with the no blocks. Hey, what are we doing? Hey, stop. Stop that. I know you're a very happy cat, but you gotta behave. All right, here. So, all right, let's see what happens. So I need to bounce. This represents more damage. And of course, it costs more mana. Valiant Thor says, celebrating getting qualified on my new aircraft today at work, spreading the love. Oh, dude, that's so cool. I honestly think that people that operate like really large, thick, heavy machinery, it's just so cool. Oh, this actually sucks so much. Hey. Yeah, who's happy? Is it you? Is it you because that big scary maintenance man is gone? Is this... Thanks for bringing that garbage to me. I really appreciate that. Those little chunks of cardboard. Yeah. I'm getting out of this game, man. My opponent just wreck-a-root us. So I'm thinking of switching the decks. I think that we're feeling good about this one.